Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet that likes their dinner with a nice Chianti and fava beans. I'm your host, Rob.
And I'm your host, Chad, and today we're talking about the new show, Hannibal.
And on Thursday, we're finally going to be giving our review of BioShock Infinite.
As always, you can check us out over at Twitter, at Epic Geek Out. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/EpicGeekOut. And also check out the website, www.epicgeekout.com. But let's get into our review of Hannibal. So Hannibal is the story of the early years of Dr. Lecter and his relationship with this criminal profiler. It stars Hugh Dancy, Mads Mikkelsen, sorry if I messed that up, Lawrence Fishburne, and the story behind the criminal profiler is he has the ability to empathize with any person. Really just understand why someone would commit the crimes, do something like this. And I think, Hannibal seems to be intrigued by that and is actually recruited by Lawrence Fishburne's character to psychoanalyze him and kind of see if he's going to be a threat to the FBI, stuff like that. We've checked out the pilot, which is available on demand. Chad, what did you think of Hannibal? Also, not sure if it really follows the storyline of the movies. Seems like it's set current day, whereas, the movies weren't. So,
Takes the character.
Yeah, it kind of takes interest from it or whatever. But what do you think?
Confused is the best primary word. So this isn't really a spoiler. I got to ask you: Is he have the ability to actually go through and visualize it, or is that just a play on the camera?
I think it's a play on the camera. So in the show, it kind of does this he
puts
swipe
himself
motion,
in,
kind of like a windshield wiper swipe with a gold kind of windshield wiper.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say that he's autistic. It does say that he is Asperger's, has problems dealing with social situations, but he does have the ability to empathize it. I think that was just a creative camera way of showing that he was going through that,
because they show you in the killer's place in multiple scenes. So he goes back through time, that's what it looks like on the show, and then he's in I was just lost. I was
I think it's kind of
natural.
I think it's kind of like in Dexter when he's showing the blood splattering patterns and stuff like that, and they might actually show him swinging and and just I think it's for more camera, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
So
well, yeah, and I get that. It's just it happened 3 times, and I was like, "Am I missing that this is this?" So that could.
But I don't think it has a supernatural element to it, or anything.
So overall, really well shot. I liked the colors. I think it was the color grading of this was really cool.
Set the tone a lot for the show.
And even when he was in that alternate, he was the killer, the colors changed, which I thought was really cool. It really reminded me, which is sad to say, of Awake. How I loved the color, the way they did with color in that, which in one reality it was a different kind of color scheme. I really liked the color scheme. It was very defined and vibrant in HD. Everything else, I'm not quite sure how I feel about it yet. I was intrigued, but I don't really like the main guy that plays Hannibal as Hannibal, because he has this really weird accent, his native accent, I guess, because it's the same one he had in Casino Royale. But for me, Hannibal is the straight British accent, and this was kind of this weird Middle Eastern or whatever.
Yeah, well, I don't think it has any roots. I think it maybe just going for the creepy factor.
Yeah, it kind of stuck out to me. And I guess it's going to be he's his partner, and it's their craziness that happens there. I'm not quite sure if I guess it's going to be a new case each week, but just Hannibal's a guy with him. I really don't know. I really don't have a strong opinion either way. I like the main guy. I thought he was really good as the main cop guy, but just a touch overacted at parts.
Who, Lawrence Fishburne?
No, the other guy.
The profiler?
Dancy.
Okay, the profiler. Okay,
Lawrence Fishburne was awesome. I mean, he's great.
I had no idea he was in the show.
Yeah.
He just kind of appeared. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and he's a high-profile actor, so it was pretty interesting that he was in it. But as far as the storyline goes, there's this weird thing with this other girl that's kind of thrown in there, and I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't really
the
on
other
board.
psychoanalyst.
Really wasn't really on board with that storyline. I don't really want to deal with the main profiler's issues, because it seems like they're going to bring that up a lot. But it's an interesting plot for a show, because it is an interesting part of that story that's not really that's hinted at throughout the movies, but it's not really explored in depth. just the fact that he is able to like he's really fascinated by these profilers and these people. Like that's his primary thing. Like with Clarice, like he's so fascinated with the way she's investigating cases. So like that part of it, I think is gonna be the main meat of it. The main meat. And very, very violent and like
surprising amount of violence for
like,
a show
and not just
on
violence,
NBC,
but like
right?
when he's cutting up the dude, like the lungs, like you see everything and it's crazy. And the first appearance of Hannibal, I thought was really awesome. Just how they're like, oh my god, he was eating, and then they show him. It was so cool. But I'm waiting to see more. But I'm kind of on the fence.
So I kind of wish Bates Motel was shot like the way that this is shot, because I think the way it is shot, it just really propelled it to a next level and really added to just the creepiness of it, to really just the whole...
Made it better.
Yeah, it really, I mean, and I guess that's an obvious statement, but I think it added so much to the story. And I'm going to stick with the show, but my main concern is I don't want to see a procedural. I don't want to see them solving a case each week, Hannibal kind of trying to mess up the case and... the things happening. I don't want to see that. I don't want this to be a procedural. I want this to be a show about the characters. Hopefully, they solve a couple cases in a season, and each, one might take 4 episodes, one might take 3, something like that. Not something like The Following where there's one, main thing the whole time. But I did enjoy this. I thought it was shot well. I thought it was acted well. I can see what you were saying about the accent kind of throwing you off, because he was sort of hard to understand at different points, but there was enough surprises in it that it definitely kept me interested, and the violence was I don't think like poorly, like it wasn't untasteful. I mean it each served a purpose, for what it was doing. So I enjoyed it. I think it was good, and it again, it's taking something that we know and have seen before in the Hannibal series, and turning a twist on it, and so I'm enjoying that.
Interesting, and it is an interesting relationship between, like that relationship alone. Forget the fact that it's Hannibal for a second, but the fact that he is a criminal working with the cops. So like that relationship, I think if they really embrace that and kind of take that to a level, even though I know you're kind of like, I don't want to see him messing up everything, but that's not seen anywhere else, like in any other show. So I think if they could somehow make that interesting, that could be worth watching.
Well, I think it's going to lead to a cat and mouse game between the two of them. Like he's not able to, the profiler's not able to prove it. He has his suspicions, things like that. And I'm excited for that because they both seem on the same playing field, kind of, and they both seem formidable in their own rights. So I'm interested to see that, and I kind of hope that this takes a Breaking Bad approach where, Hannibal does become the bad guy. He's not just this like, secret bad guy eating people. It kind of he turns into that, and the chase for him happens. So I would love for them to do that in the show.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'd say check it out. At least it's free on like all the platforms. Like iTunes has it for free, the pilot, because they're trying to. What network is this on again?
NBC.
NBC, I think so. Which is crazy that it's so overlooked.
Yeah, it seems like a show that should be on FX at like 10 o'clock. I mean,
definitely
surprising.
So check out Hannibal. It's on NBC, and it's on demand and all over the internet now for free. So check it out.
So this is the part of the episode where we like to give our thanks for something that we're into right now. Chad, what are you thankful for today?
This is going to be a shocker. Shocker for you, a shocker for all you out there. So last week, Facebook announced the new Facebook Home sort of thing that they're building on top of Android, right? So it's Android's operating system that Google has created. And Facebook Home is this awesome thing that Facebook is trying to have an integration. So like your lock screen is actually your Facebook feed. And like the coolest thing I thought was that you could have these little chat bubbles over any app. So like, and it ties together your Facebook chat, your SMS. So like I could have Rob's little face up there, and like over anything I could chat with you, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, it's just integrated completely.
Yeah, it's completely integrated. And I think I'm really liking this Android stuff because I like the fact that it's open. It's constantly, updating. I felt like a little sad on Thursday when they announced it.
But do we need to be on Facebook all the time?
No. I'm just saying in general, not this specific thing.
Okay.
But the fact that the iPhone is so closed down, the iOS, and I'm not switching, but I'm just really intrigued by Android and how that could potentially propel it above Apple.
It's interesting, yeah.
In terms of software, and I just love how I love the integratedness of the iOS because it's so fluid and stuff, but the openness of anyone being able to create this kind of cool stuff for Android is really cool. And check it out. There's an announcement that Facebook did. I think they have the video probably up. It's called Facebook Home. It's really cool looking, and it just shows me what Android has to offer. And so, I've been a hater, but
you're not switching,
around.
so it doesn't
coming
matter.
around a little bit. So that was nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to give my thanks to a movie that I don't think many people have checked out. It's called Adam, and it stars Hugh Dancy from Hannibal. And in this movie, actually, surprisingly, I found weird, he plays this autistic guy who he lives with his father, and then his father passes away, and it's him trying to continue his life, and also he falls in love with this girl played by Rose Byrne, who I absolutely adore. And it's just a really sweet, like, slice of life movie. And I don't know, I think it gives people who might, I mean, it's not a great, like, I mean, there are little things he does that it's not, what people with autism do all the time. But, like, I think for just the normal person who might not be aware of of autism in general, it kind of can break the mold for people and get people interested in it. But really good movie. I think he does a tremendous job acting throughout it, and I really enjoyed it. I've seen it a couple times, so I'd recommend that if people haven't checked it out.
Cool. Is it on Netflix?
I'm not sure.
I do want to check that out because I did see the preview. Cool. So we're going to be back on Thursday with our review of BioShock Infinite. So make sure you check back for that. But thanks for watching this episode, and we'll see you next time.